and welcome to another Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday, where today we're going to unbox and take a quick look at Ares Expedition Foundations. Now, this is an expansion to Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition, which is a card game or simplified version of Terraforming Mars. So what is Terraforming Mars? Well, it's true to its name. You are terraforming Mars. And you're doing that with drafting and selection of card play and managing resources. In Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition, you're doing some of the same things, but layered on top of it is this kind of a role selection mechanic where they call them phases, and you're selecting different phases, and you get a bonus if you select the phase, and the other people get to follow along, but they don't get the same bonus you do. And again, there's I think I believe there's like 5 different phases. It's been a while since I played this. So there's these different phases, and you keep going through these phases until you win the game. So what does Ares Expedition Foundations bring to you? Well, it brings 2 more player boards, so you can play up to 6 players. It brings some new project cards, which are kind of the heart of this game. And it brings some new phases cards or updated phase cards to the game, plus some components enough to play with the extra players. Now, this is the second expansion that I'm covering. I believe there's 3 expansions that have come out. Discovery, Foundations, and Crisis. I've covered Discovery, and I'll put a link to that in this video, which will also talk a little bit about the comparisons between Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition and Terraforming Mars. They make it confusing enough with the similar names, but this video is about unboxing and taking a quick look at Ares Expedition Foundations. So there are the components you're going to get in this box. There's a couple new boards. There's a different track here to keep. There's a couple of different tracks here to keep track of certain things. Your new phase cards here, some new project cards, and some components that you're going to need to play up to 6 players. So with that, let's get inside this box and see what it has. Another thing that is interesting about these expansions, they come with divider cards, so you can put everything back into the main box, which is what I do. In fact, I have everything, all my Terraforming Mars, which came out with a lot of expansions, all in this box. And that's the good news of it. That's really cool to have that. I like that. I want to keep everything in one box, so it saves me space. However, when you get so many expansions to a game, and Terraforming Mars is a prime suspect for this, you get what I call expansion creep. So you get so many different expansions that you don't want to play the game. You don't want to break it out, because in order to play it, you've got to sort out all the either play with everything or sort everything out and pick and choose what you want to play. And if you try to put it all in the same box, it just gets very cumbersome. So let's see what we get in the box here. Dump it all out like Christmas. Oh, look at that. Well, that's cool. We got some little trays there. I think that's everything in the box there. Here we go. Wow, we got some little trays here. I didn't know we got this. That's interesting. Those look kind of cool. So we got some little storage trays for your components. There's those tracks I was telling you about. Keep track of things there. They're cool. Nice, thick cardboard there. You get all your bits, so to keep track of resources and stuff. A bunch of plastic cubes, and these are nice plastic cubes. And these are to keep track of, kind of your resources, and they kind of have multi-use sometimes. They keep track of kind of the currency that you're using. You have different aspects in the game, heat and vegetation, and kind of your credits or money, and then you get these bonuses for different types of materials to build stuff. And these are nice boards. The ones that come in the base games are all flat. These are indented so that these little cubes will fit in there nicely and stay put. That's really nice. Wonder how I get four of these to put those in the in with my base game. So you got some nice cubes here, which are basically, again, multi-use, but also serve kind of as the currency on these boards over here. That's the bag that comes with that. You got a couple of baggies here to bag stuff up with. These are the dividers for your new projects. Maybe just get one divider here for projects 5+. So there's going to be certain projects probably listed on these cards that are for 5 or more players. So that is probably what that 5+ means there. So you can keep those separate. So that's kind of a nice little thing. So you don't have to separate that out. These are the new phase cards, because as I said, you pick a phase, like you pick development phase. Each player gets that, but if you picked the phase or played this phase card, then you get that bonus, which is usually, in this phase, it's a discount for playing developments, which are green cards. So these are the phases, so you got enough here for extra players, and then you got upgraded phases because Discovery did that. They had upgraded phases, but take a look at that video to see what I say about that. So you got some new upgraded phases here, and that's something that was added in the expansions, where you can you basically in the base game you just have these basic phases, but then with the expansions you're getting now upgraded, so you can fine tune your company's terraforming efforts into different phases. So this looks like a 5+ there maybe. So you got some 5+ for the projects there. I wonder if these only come into play if it's if you're playing with 5+ players. It looks like you've got a new corporation there. Interesting. Then we've got these are new player aids. So I wonder what these are about. There's 2 of them here. Well, these are because, for the 2 extra players, so they get their own player aid. So here you have that. So those are identical. So 2 for the 2 new players. Then we have the rules. I did the rules last. Rules are not very much. You got 4 here. 4 pages. You get a little bit of a background here. You get the overview of what Foundations does. There's all the contents that you get. You get 1 new corporation card. Then you got the setup here, how to use these this is the infrastructure track and a supplemental scoreboard here. Where you put those at, looks like they might lock in there. And when you're playing without the infrastructure track, move all the project cards with the 5+. So that's why that divider's there, because that's only when you're using the infrastructure track. All right. Here's gameplay. Here's that talk about infrastructure. Game in. There you have it. So not a lot of new rules. This is primarily, it looks like, it has that infrastructure track, but more importantly, it looks like it adds 2 new players. So you can play this up to 6 players. So there you have it. I wonder how I'm going to put that back in the box, because I'm trying to put everything back in there. Anyway, so there you have it. That is what you get in a box of Ares Expedition, Foundations, an expansion to Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition, from Stronghold Games. Love to know what you think about any of this. What you think about Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition, Terraforming Mars, or Ares Expedition Foundations, Ares Expedition Discovery, or anything that's on your mind. Thanks for stopping by on this Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.